I'm not finna waste no time on this video. We're gonna get straight into it. But before we do that, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook. Devin Haney is the biggest liar in all the sports. I'm talking about the WNBA, NBA, NFL, hockey, handball, boxing, kickball, soccer. I don't care what sport it is. Ain't no bigger liars than Devin and his daddy. Now, I understand why his daddy Bill do it, because most of what he do is because he trying to promote his son. But Devin Haney on the other end, that kid is just a flat out compulsive liar. I can only imagine the lies that he told growing up. And for one, why does he continue to lie when it comes to Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis? I'm talking about every time they name come up, either his daddy or him, they lying on them two men. What is it with them lying on Shakur and Tank all the time? And before y'all get to crying, I'm going to put the proof out here. Now, we all saw Devin came with that lie that he been telling, that if Shakur had fought him and took the 25%, he would have made more money than he's made his whole entire career combined. Matter of fact, let me play the audio real quick, and then I'm going to break this shit down to show you how big of a lie this was.
Come on now. Shakur can't with me. We offered Shakur a fight. We offered him a
and he didn't want that.
Did y'all offer him some real money, or was it play money?
Man, all this shit at the top level, all this shit is real money. He was going to make more money in that fight than he ever made in all his fights combined.
Why he ain't take it? Oh, you said all his fights combined?
All his fights.
So y'all was offering some real paper like that?
Come on now. Listen, all his fights combined, he was going to make more money.
No, he's an animal. I don't know.
All his fights combined.
That's a lot of money. All his fights? How many fights he had?
Shit.
15, 17.
So you telling me he ain't getting? Come on, man. I ain't going for that, man.
More than that. 20?
20, like 20.
20 what?
20 something.
Now, hey, y'all gotta look at these pictures. Look at how Gilly and Wallow looking at that man. They looking at him like, yeah, all right, man, we hear you. That's that look you give the crackhead when they come up to you out of nowhere talking about they done ran out of gas down the street. And you turn around and look at them like, man, come on, man. You know you ain't got no damn car, and you know you want to take this money and go buy some dope with it. If you don't get the hell on talking about you done ran out of gas down the street. That's that look that Gilly and Wallow was giving Devin. And you know Devin, when he get the line, he get to stuttering all the time. That's how you know he finna tell a lie. And Wallow like, man, come on, man. I ain't buying that shit. With all his fights combined. Yeah. Come on, man. Now, let me tell y'all how big of a lie this is, right? For those who act like that, oh, well, it could be true. Man, you know, because the Devin Haney fans, man, y'all just sick in the head. A lot of y'all sick in the head because y'all will try to defend any lie that Devin tell, and y'all know he be lying. Y'all know he lied. And I'm talking about, and y'all will fight for Devin lies to the death. Now, check this out, right? Because I'm going to break the lie down that he told and show y'all how big of a lie it is. And also, after this, we going to let y'all hear Bill Haney telling the flat-out lie on Gervonta Davis and talking to Al Heyman. But before we get into that, let's get into this lie. Because I think this is one of the most ignorant, biggest lies I've ever heard in all the sports. He continues to say all of Shakur Stevenson's fights combined. So what we going to do is we just going to take Shakur Stevenson's last 8 fights before he fought his last fight against Edwin De Los Santos. Because we know his last fight, he made $4 million against Edwin De Los Santos, the same exact amount that Devin made against Regis Prograis. So we're not even going to count Shakur's last fight because the fake 25% offer was before Shakur Stevenson's last fight. So we're going to take the 8 fights before Shakur Stevenson's last fight. So we're going to start at Joet Gonzalez. Versus Joet Gonzalez, Shakur Stevenson made $150,000. Then he fought Felix Carabello. Against Felix, Shakur made $450,000. Then he fought Toka Clary Khan. Against Toka Clary, he made $500,000. Then he fought Jeremiah Nakatila. He made $1.5 million against Nakatila. Then he fought Jamel Herring. He made $1.7 million against Jamel Herring. Then he fought Oscar Valdez. I believe that was in a pandemic, so he made less against Oscar Valdez, and that was $1 million he made. Then he fought Robinson Conceicao. Against Robinson Conceicao, he made $3 million. Then he fought Yoshino, and he made another $3 million. Now, Devin said all of his fights combined his whole entire career. So let's just say before those 8 fights that I named off, Shakur Stevenson only made $2 million with all his fights combined. I'm pretty sure if you combine all the fights before those 8 fights, he made more than $2 million. But let's just say $2 million, right? Let's go on the low end. You add $2 million to those 8 fights, that means that Shakur Stevenson would have made $13,300,000. $13,300,000. Now stay with me here because we're breaking this lie down that Devin Haney told. So if Shakur already had made $13,300,000, that means taking 25% against Devin Haney, he would have had to make at least $13.5 million, right? Meaning that pot would have had to been $54 million if Shakur Stevenson was only going to make 25%, and that 25% was going to give him $13.5 million. The pot would have had to been $54 million. And out of that $54 million pot, that means that Devin Haney would have been making $40,500,000. $40.5 million. Because out of that $54 million, Devin getting 75% of that. That would have had to been upfront money because over on Top Rank, you only getting 6% of the pay-per-view buys, right? You only get 6% of the pay-per-view buys on Top Rank. For those who want to try to pretend like, oh man, he meant the pay-per-view. Do y'all know how much the pay-per-view would have had to sell for Shakur Stevenson to make $13.5 million and for Devin Haney to make $40.5 million? Y'all know how much that pay-per-view would have had to sell? That pay-per-view would have had to break records in order for both of them to make that much money, especially on Top Rank. How big is this lie that Devin told? That's why Gilly and Wallow kept checking him like, nah, man, we don't believe that, man. Hell no. But not only that, that means that if Devin Haney was telling the truth, if y'all want to believe Devin Haney was telling the truth, that means that Devin Haney turned down the biggest payday of his entire career by 10 or more. Devin Haney ain't never even made over $5 million. Devin Haney made $4 million against Regis Prograis. So you mean to tell me that Devin Haney turned down 20, 30 plus $million? Because he says, oh, well, you know, I wasn't giving him no more than 25%. Well, if you had to give him 35, 40%, even 50-50, that means that the least amount of money that you turned down that you could have made fighting Shakur Stevenson, if you telling the truth, was 20 plus million. So you turned down 20 plus $1 million at least to go and make $4 million? Now who's the big dummy? So you either telling a bold-faced lie like you always do, or you just an idiot. Which one is it? Come on, man. Man, Devin Haney is the biggest liar I've ever heard in all the sports. Not only that, let's hear Bill Haney's lies. I'm going to play y'all some audio with Bill Haney's lies.
When I reached out to Al, the message came back is, Al says, don't look for him. Don't call him. He will reach out if and when they're ready.
Oh, so you did reach out to Al now?
Yes.
Now, the audio that I just played, that's audio from the past. That was from last year. Now, the audio I'm about to play, y'all, this audio is from recently.
Bill, have you ever had a conversation with Al personally about making the Tank fight?
No, I haven't had a conversation with Al about Devin, or I haven't had a conversation with him about Tank. No.
Wait, hold up, bro. You just said last year that you had a conversation with Al Heyman about Tank in the Devin Haney fight. Now you just came back and said you ain't never talked to Al Heyman. What are we doing here? You see what I'm saying? Devin Haney get it from his daddy. I don't got nothing else to say. Make sure y'all hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Diego talking that boxing again, and I want to hear y'all in the comments. Defend this.
Every time you look up, I'm right.